There are secrets so ancient they were torn from sacred pages. Truths so disturbing that the guardians of faith decided humanity wasn't ready to know them. But in caves hidden in the Dead Sea desert, they found something that would change everything. The testimony of Enoch, the man who walked with God and with those who fell. Today, you're going to discover what 200 angels did when they looked at earth and desired something that should never have been theirs. This was erased from the Bible for a reason, and now you're about to discover why. Imagine this. It's the year 3000 before Christ, maybe even earlier. The world is still young, wild, full of mysteries that not even humans themselves understand. The stars shine brighter than today, as if the sky hadn't yet decided to completely distance itself from Earth. And up there, beyond the clouds, beyond human comprehension, there were observers. Not ordinary angels, not obedient messengers, but watchers, beings whose only function was one, to observe. They had no names in the beginning. They had no identities of their own. They were extensions of divine will, eyes that never blinked, silent witnesses of creation. But something happened, something no one expected. They began to feel. The Book of Enoch, removed from the biblical canon by most churches, tells a story that makes the blood run cold. It says that 200 of these watchers gathered at the top of Mount Hermon, a sacred mountain that marks the border between heaven and earth, between Israel and Syria, and there under oath they made a pact, a blood pact, a pact of rebellion. Their leader was named Semjaza, and he was afraid of being the only one to fall. So he said to the others, "Swear with me, swear that we will all descend together, because if only I fall, I will be the only one to carry the eternal curse. But if we fall together, then we will be too many to be ignored." And they swore. 200 angels, standing on the frozen peak of that mountain, with their hands extended to the sky that still called them back, made an irreversible pact. They would descend. They would touch the earth. They would break the only law that should never be broken. But why? What could make celestial beings, perfect, immortal, abandon everything? The answer lies in the most controversial verse of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 2. The sons of God saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, and they took for themselves wives, whomever they chose among them all. Sons of God, not men, not humans, sons of God. And they saw, and they desired, and they acted. The first dark secret is this. The watchers didn't fall from pride, like Lucifer. They fell from desire. Carnal desire, physical desire, desire too human for beings who should never have known the flesh. Enoch describes in chilling detail, they descended in Ardis on Mount Hermon during the days of Jared, father of Enoch. They didn't come as conquerors, they came as seducers, beautiful, radiant, irresistible. And the women of earth, how could they resist? They were perfect. Their voices were like music that had never been heard. Their faces shone with a light that was not of this world. They promised knowledge, power, immortality. They promised things that no mortal man could offer. And then it happened. The union that should never exist, angel and human, celestial and earthly, spirit and flesh. But what was born from that union, God in heaven, what was born was neither angel nor human. The second dark secret is the most terrifying of all, the Nephilim. Genesis 6:4 says, "In those days there were Nephilim on the earth, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of men, who bore them children." These were the mighty men, men of renown in antiquity. Men of renown. What a gentle euphemism to describe the horror they really were. The Book of Enoch hides nothing. It says these hybrids were born 3 meters tall. Some reached 4 meters, 5 meters, giants who ate more in one day than an entire family in a month. And when the food ran out, when Earth's resources weren't enough to feed these abominations, they began to eat humans. Yes, you heard that right. You heard that. Cannibalism. The Nephilim devoured men, women, and children. They drank blood. Enoch describes scenes of unimaginable horror. Entire villages decimated, children torn from their mothers' arms, men hunted like animals. And the watchers, they watched. Because what they had created was beyond their control. They had bred monsters. But there's something even more disturbing, something scholars recently discovered when analyzing the ancient texts. The Nephilim weren't just strong, they had something from their angelic fathers. They had knowledge, superhuman intelligence, and worse, they could reproduce. Imagine this. A race of intelligent, violent, hungry giants multiplying across the earth, a species that shouldn't exist, contaminating the human lineage, destroying the original plan of creation. Now you understand why God sent the flood. It wasn't just about sin. It was divine genocide. It was the only way to cleanse the earth of this genetic contamination. Noah wasn't chosen because he was perfect. He was chosen because his lineage was still pure. Genesis 6:9 says Noah was perfect among his generations. The word in Hebrew is tamim, which means without blemish, genetically pure. The flood wasn't just about morality. It was about preserving original humanity. The third dark secret is about what the Watchers taught humanity and why these teachings were considered so dangerous they needed to be erased from history. Enoch lists the names of the Watchers and their gifts to humanity. Azazel taught men to forge swords, knives, shields, and armor. Before him, humans didn't know organized warfare. He brought industrial violence and more. He taught women to use cosmetics, jewelry, and dyes. Seems harmless? It wasn't. It was vanity, seduction, manipulation. It was the beginning of moral corruption. Imazarek taught sorcery and black magic, how to invoke spirits, how to curse enemies, how to manipulate the invisible world. Armors taught how to break enchantments, how to undo spells. Barakiel taught astrology, how to read the heavens to predict the future. Kokabel taught astronomy, but not scientific astronomy. He taught the secrets of constellations, the names of the angels of the stars, how humanity could use this knowledge to gain power. Ezekiel taught about the clouds, meteorology, climate control. Arakiel taught the signs of the earth, earthquakes, volcanoes, how to predict catastrophes. Shamsiel taught the signs of the sun, solar cycles, eclipses. Sariel taught the courses of the moon, tides, lunar calendars. Seems like useful knowledge, right? Wrong. Because the Book of Enoch makes it clear, this knowledge was given out of time. Humanity wasn't ready. It was like giving a nuclear weapon to a child. Humans use this knowledge for war, manipulation, power, and destruction. And here's the most chilling detail. According to Enoch, God didn't want humanity to know these things. Not yet. Maybe never. These were celestial mysteries that should remain hidden until humanity evolved spiritually enough to use them wisely. But the Watchers corrupted the plan. They artificially accelerated human evolution, and the result was catastrophic. The earth was filled with violence, sorcery, perversion, and blood. Genesis 6:5 summarizes, "The Lord saw that the wickedness of man had multiplied on the earth, and that every intent of his heart was continually evil." Continually evil. Every intent. Humanity had been completely corrupted. The fourth dark secret is about what happened to the Watchers when God finally acted. Enoch describes a scene of cosmic terror. God sends 4 archangels to execute judgment. Uriel was sent to warn Noah about the flood that would come. Raphael was ordered to bind Azazel, the leader of forbidden teachings, and cast him into an abyss in the desert of Dudael. Enoch describes, "Bind Azazel hand and foot and cast him into darkness. Open the desert that is in Dudael and cast him there. And place upon him rough and jagged stones and cover him with darkness. And leave him there forever and cover his face so that he may not see light." Gabriel was sent to destroy the Nephilim. Go to the bastards, the reprobates, and the children of fornication, and destroy the children of the watchers from among humans. Michael was ordered to imprison Semjaza and the other watchers. Bind them for 70 generations under the hills of the earth until the day of their final judgment. 70 generations, not 70 years, 70 generations. But here's the detail that freezes the blood. According to Enoch, they're still there, imprisoned, screaming, waiting for the final judgment. And more. The text says that the spirits of the Nephilim, the giants killed in the flood, could not go to heaven or to Sheol, the place of human dead. They were hybrids. They had no place in the created order. So they became demons. Yes. According to the book of Enoch, the demons that torment humanity are not fallen angels. They are the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim. That's why they seek bodies. That's why they torment humans, because they're trapped in this world, without physical form, without rest, without hope, forever. The fifth and final dark secret is the most controversial of all. Why was this story erased? The Book of Enoch was widely accepted in the first centuries of Christianity. The Church Fathers quoted it. Jude, the brother of Jesus, quoted it in his epistle, in Jude 1:14-15. The Dead Sea Scrolls contained multiple copies of it. But in the 4th century, during the Council of Laodicea, the Church decided to remove it from the official canon. Why? The official answer: there was no consensus on its authenticity, but the truth is more complex. The Book of Enoch presented enormous theological problems. First, it implied that angels could have sex with humans, which broke all established angelic doctrine. Second, it suggested that demons were hybrids, not fallen angels, which complicated Christian demonology. Third, it showed a God who had temporarily lost control, allowing watchers to corrupt creation to the point of needing to destroy everything with a flood. Fourth, it gave too much detail about the spiritual world. Names of angels, hierarchies, celestial secrets that perhaps shouldn't be known. But there's another reason, darker. The Book of Enoch speaks of forbidden knowledge, about secrets that shouldn't be revealed, about mysteries that cause corruption when discovered too early. And some scholars suggest that the religious authorities themselves feared the book was too dangerous, that it would inspire people to seek this forbidden knowledge, that it would open doors that should remain closed. So they buried it. For 1600 years, the Book of Enoch was considered lost. Until in 1773, a Scottish explorer named James Bruce brought 3 copies from Ethiopia, the only place in the world where the book had been preserved. And when scholars finally read it again, they understood why it had been hidden. So here's the truth you now carry. There was a time when angels walked the earth, when giants devoured men, when celestial knowledge was stolen and given to humanity, when creation itself was so corrupted that God needed to drown the entire world to save it. And the watchers? They're still imprisoned beneath the earth in the darkness, waiting. The Book of Enoch ends with a terrible prophecy. On the day of final judgment, they will be brought to light, and they will answer for everything they did. But the question that remains is this: why was this story hidden from you? What else is in the torn pages of the Bible? What other truths were considered too dangerous to be known? Maybe you should stop accepting only what you've been told. Maybe it's time to seek the texts that were banned, the books that were burned, the truths that were buried. Or maybe there's a reason they were hidden. If this video disturbed you, if it made you question everything you thought you knew, then it fulfilled its purpose. Comment below. Do you believe the Watchers really existed? Do you think their spirits still roam the earth? And if you have the courage to go deeper into these ancient truths, subscribe to this channel, because there's still much more to be revealed. But beware, because knowledge has a price, and some secrets should never have been discovered.